Welcome to my Taiwan adventure. Join me as we explore the vibrant cities of Taipei and Kaohsiung over the next 7 days, from the towering heights of Taipei 101 to the bustling streets of Ximending. We'll uncover the best sights, flavours and experiences that Taipei has to offer. Then we'll head south to the cultural and coastal gem of Kaohsiung, where we'll dive into its rich history, visit stunning temples and enjoy the scenic beauty of its waterfront. Whether you're planning a trip to Taiwan or just love exploring new places, this travel guide is packed with tips, must-see attractions and unforgettable moments. Let's get stuck in. My name is James, but you can call me Hammo. In 2023, I spent a year travelling the world with my girlfriend Emma. Join me as I take a look back over our epic trip, and remember to like and subscribe to keep up with our adventures. Welcome to Roaming with Hammo. After an overnight stop in Bangkok, we arrived in Taipei, Taiwan. The first thing you'll need to do is get a Taipei travel card. These cost 100 Taiwanese dollars, and you can top this up as you go. You can use this in Taipei from the airport into the city and the city's metro system, and Kaohsiung in the south. We're staying in an area called Dongmen at the Dongmen 3 hostel, which costs 1,500 Taiwanese dollars for 3 nights. We got in quite late and it's chucking it down with rain, so we ran out to a local restaurant called Kaohsiung Jingsheng. It's about a 5-7 minute walk from the hostel, but we done a Usain Bolt 2-minute run, and they do vegetarian dumplings and sweet and sour chicken. Happy days, absolutely delicious, and a great start to sampling the local cuisine. The next morning was our first full day of exploring Taipei, and we got up fairly early and nipped to a local cafe called Liuhe Coffee. They are a chain throughout Taipei and Taiwan. The Taipei 101 observatory deck didn't open until 11 AM, so we walked to get some brunch at an Australian themed cafe called Wulu and filled up on a sensational English breakfast. Is there a better meal? I don't think so. It was very hot and humid as we made our way to the Taipei 101, and I was sweating more than the Conservatives on election night and had to take my towel with me because it was grim and a tad embarrassing. Taipei 101 was one of the tallest buildings in the world until the Burj Khalifa took over. See my previous video for that one. However, it's now the fastest lift in the world. The price is 600 Taiwanese dollars per person, so a bit steep, but the views are sensational. Make sure you go up on a clear day. After a nap in the air conditioning, we are on our way to the Shilin Night Market, which is Taipei's largest and most famous night market. Here we can indulge in delicious street food and soak up in the lively atmosphere. It's a must-do for us and for people visiting Taiwan. This place is absolutely huge, and we bought a handheld fan to walk around with. I'm now a local for sure. Street food is the main event, and I'm tucking into a beef bun here. It's quite a tough pastry with beef, onion and vegetables inside, but absolutely delicious. I also tucked in some fried mushrooms. They're really tasty. Fried mushrooms. Not too spicy, a little tiny kick. Unreal. And Emma had mashed potato with pineapple and cheese. An interesting combo, and pretty decent I must say. A joint venture for us was some sweet potato balls, and this is a must too. There are a few places to sit, but we found this little temple right next to the market, sat down and absolutely sweated it out whilst eating our food. A great day checking out Taipei. The next day we headed to Simple Cafe. Let's hear more. Now this coffee from Simple Kaffa smells like a light to medium. So obviously they roast their coffee, not really espresso type, it's more trying to get that light flavour. I'm really excited to taste it. Let's give it a go.
Oh yeah, that's very, very light. Very, very easy to drink that. That was pretty cool actually, quite like it.
There's no content here for this bit, but we went to a favourite Japanese haunt for lunch called Coco for Japanese curry. I'm a huge fan of that place. We trundled around Ximending before visiting Longshan Temple, one of the city's oldest and most revered temples. The architecture is absolutely insane, and I love watching the locals get stuck into their traditional worship rituals. It's free entry and there are many people praying in there, very peaceful, and I enjoyed it, but just remember to be respectful of the people there. We were wandering back to check out the night market in Ximending. But there was very few vegetarian options, so we went to a pasta restaurant next to the market. The next morning we are on the high-speed train to Kaohsiung in the country's south. It's about a €75 return, or 100 Canadian dollars, and it takes about an hour and a half, super quick, and it travels at 300 kilometers an hour at some points, incredible. We are staying in an area called Central Park at a hostel called Uno Backpackers. It's a very, very cool hostel, one of the best yet on this trip. Has private rooms, dorms, a rooftop area where you can wash your clothes or hang out for a drink, and a games room in the basement with karaoke. I love the space, the huge kitchen, the common area, and the great staff. It was a tad quiet, but I did love the vibe there. We dumped our bags off on floor 2 as we were a tad early for check-in and headed out for a coffee at Sunnyside Coffee Roasters. They serve fantastic coffee here, really enjoyed it at reasonable prices, but we are starting to notice and feel that many people here don't speak much English. This was proven in the coffee shop we just visited and the yarn store that Emma visited too. We took a stroll down Love River for the early evening before heading back to the hostel. It was nice to have our own private space again, and I'm telling you, the aircon is a dream. When it's this humid, you always want to be in there. Today we did a lot of walking and checking out the city and the area. When we got back to the hostel, we actually ordered a pizza because we were so knackered. The next morning there is a cafe across the road from Uno called Coffee Wake Up, and they have a fantastic bagel for a reasonable price. It was a bagel with scrambled eggs and mushrooms on it. Tasted so good with a coffee, about 180 to 200 Taiwanese dollars all in. And we're on the metro heading to Lotus Pond. A beautiful day for it. You can actually walk around the whole lake, but we decided to walk half of it. En route, I visited a few sites, and the first of which is the Temple of Confucius. I absolutely love the design in here, and there's hardly anyone visiting. Look at these rooms. The lake is a dream, so peaceful, lovely walkway around it, lots of locals out to play games, lots of shade and plenty of choices for refreshment stops. Kind of reminds me a little bit of Albert Park in Melbourne with its amazing blue and green colours. One of the most famous things to see in Kaohsiung is the Dragon and Tiger Pagodas. Enter through the dragon's mouth and exit through the tiger's mouth for good luck. whilst enjoying the vibrant murals and beautiful views of the pond. Not sure about this though. There's a very cool setting with a lovely breeze keeping us cool as we walked around the lake. An absolute must for you here if you're visiting Kaohsiung. We want to check out a super cool hip area called Pier 2 Project Area. You can immerse yourself in contemporary art at the Pier 2, a repurposed warehouse district showcasing innovative art installations, galleries and cultural events. A must visit for art lovers and creatives like me. This is really cool. Artsy area of cafes, independent shops and a nice walkway along the river. There's also a train metro stop here, so it has quite good metro links to get there and get back to your hostel or hotel. Picked out one of our favourite places for coffee in Taiwan, Now and Then, and we could have sat there all day and all afternoon. We had coffee and ice cream, checked out a few shops and then returned to the hostel. But first we checked out a place called the Dome of Light in the train station. This is a thing on Google to see. Quite cool, not bad. Then we walked around the corner and had dinner at Yi Shu Shu Shi, an American restaurant. This is another vegan restaurant that we tried out and it's quite cool in here. You can order on the machine, quite retro. So we ordered a hot dog which was vegan and it came with mustard and tomato sauce, absolutely fantastic. We both shared an all vegan platter, brilliant and cheap. And a final walk down Liuhe Night Market. There are many options here and these night markets are such a fun thing to do in Taiwan. The next morning we took the bullet train to Taipei and we had another great experience. The first port of call is Notch Coffee, super trendy establishment. We returned to Taipei to visit the Chiang Kai-shek Memorial, dedicated to Taiwan's former president. This historical site features beautiful architecture, lush gardens and an impressive statue of Chiang Kai-shek. It's got a huge area where they do parades, a memorial site and free entry into the exhibitions. Look at this huge space here. And I thoroughly enjoyed walking around and learning more about Taiwanese history and Taipei history. I recommend spending some time here to indulge yourself in the Taiwanese culture and history. You've got to learn about these places. And we made one final coffee stop in Taiwan, which is called the Yumao to Ohana coffee shop right outside the memorial. It's like an old school house, like walking into a home for a trendy coffee. Don't forget to check out my blog on Taiwan by clicking the link below. And that wraps up our incredible 7-day journey through Taiwan. We were gutted it was coming to an end, and from the soaring heights of the Taipei 101 to the serene walks of Lotus Pond, we've explored the best of what Taipei and Kaohsiung have to offer. We've wandered through the vibrant night markets of Shilin and Liuhe, soaked in the history at the Chiang Kai-shek Memorial Hall, and marvelled at the artistic wonders of the Pier 2 Art Centre and the Dome of Light. Taiwan truly is a destination full of diverse experiences and unforgettable moments. I cannot wait to return to this place to see more of it. I love its charming culture and people. I will be back. Thanks Taiwan. See you soon. Please follow and subscribe on my YouTube channel today, and let's go and see the world. Cheers, Hammo.